Welcome to Women's Wellness. With all this craziness going on in the world today with the coronavirus, I have brought in my beautiful and lovely survivor sister, Elyse, who is a nurse in infectious disease. So can you just tell us a little bit of what's going on?
Sure. I find it interesting because the last time you and I did this, we talked about purpose. Well, I think I found my purpose. It is in infectious diseases. We are in the trenches of this COVID-19. And I would like to kind of just inform people what's truth and what's fallacy. No, it is not a hoax. It is not a germ warfare ploy to infiltrate the United States or the world. And it is not a democratic conspiracy to unseat Trump. This is a true virus that's happening throughout the world, a pandemic. If you see what's happened in the last 2 weeks, we've gone from a few states to every single state in the United States except for West Virginia. So there is some issues that we need to just set straight here so that you guys can live your life. The first, I've boiled it down to 3 things, and I've written them down. Avoid gatherings of 25 or more people. So yes, play cards, but don't play cards in your community where you play bridge every single week. Play with your husband. Play with your kid, whoever. No more than 25 people. That's what they're saying. Avoid large crowds in movie theaters, Netflix. You can still continue to live your life, but you just have to streamline it. Nobody's saying to go in a bunker until this is all blown over, because it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, just for the record. 6 feet away, go to the beach. I spent today at the beach with my husband. There was plenty of room for everybody to have a really good time, but not be on top of of each other. So for 3.5 hours, we sat out at Nokomis Beach, watched the beautiful water, and enjoyed the sun, and then came home. 6 feet. That's not that bad. Go for walks, ride your bike, walk your dog, whatever. You need to exercise, but be reasonable and be educated about the things that you can and can't do or shouldn't do. And I think the most important, the age and your immune system. They're saying anyone over 60. Our docs are saying that's kind of probably maybe 70-ish instead of the 60, but CDC is saying 60 and over. And if your immune system has been dinged, and there are a lot of people with dinged immune systems, cancer patients, people on biologics for rheumatoid arthritis, Crohn's disease, any of those, that if you're on a biologic, your immune system's getting dinged. So, use your common sense and avoid all of those public places where you could come in contact with people. And the most important out of anything, hand washing. Good old-fashioned hand washing. Hand sanitizers are great, but old soap and water, hot water, soap, 20 seconds. And in between, not just this kind of business. You got to get in between and say the alphabet, 20 seconds, or happy birthday twice. That pretty much is the 20-second period there where you've done what you're supposed to do in hand washing. Wash them as often as possible. If you were used to doing it 5 times a day, do it 10 times a day. Do it 20 times a day. You can never wash your hands too much. Hand sanitizers, the wipes. Just use your common sense and live your life. Most important of all, live your life. It's a scary time, but you don't need to isolate yourself and not be exposed to the outdoors. Just, again, use your common sense.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for letting us know and, for your tips. We really appreciate it.
And if you have any further questions, again, wash your hands and use CDC guidelines. World Health Organization, those are the big guys that are calling the shots on this. and refer to them if you have any questions.
Thank you. This is JoAnne with Women's Wellness.